This is gonna get flagged off of YouTube, by the way. Say that later.
It smells pretty good too, man.
Getting married, it's like, you already got the license, you just gotta show up.
Relax, Joe, he'll get it tied.
Before I let him talk, when he first came, he came at the other academy across the parking lot, and he shows up, looks a lot different back then, and had like more of like a curl going on, more hair, and he looked like he did some research, obviously, about jiu-jitsu. He starts talking all this jiu-jitsu lingo, and he's telling me all this stuff, and he's, you know, then we get out to train and do the exercises, the bear crawls and stuff, and, you know, I'm like, I don't know if this guy's gonna make it, man. I just don't know if he's just gonna be able to go through with this stuff, you know. And you just never judge a book by its cover, because sometimes, you know, people do. Things just prove you wrong. People will prove you wrong. And just in the beginning, though, he struggled a lot with the warm-ups and the training and the whole process. And I'm like, I don't know if he, you know, some people you just don't know if they're going to be able to get past that part, you know. But he definitely has. He's became a very, very good jiu-jitsu practitioner. He knows the details. I fully trust him to work with anyone and show them exactly how I want them to learn it, because he does exactly how the details are all there. You know, some people can do jiu-jitsu, they're really good, but they can't explain anything. They just do it. Mr. Joel here, he can explain things. He got very good details, and I always try to get someone new if they're coming in. I'm overwhelmed with new people coming in. I'll ask Joel to help me, because I trust the fact that he can help, you know, give them the right information. So, very, very proud to have him here. He's been through a lot. We've been through a lot together, and man, it's a good day for sure. So, Mr. Joel, that's just for those that don't know, how'd you get started? How'd you end up walking in my doors many years ago?
The algorithm got me, I guess. Like, I was watching like a video on YouTube or something, and I didn't have ad block on, and so then the ad, like, you know, came on with like the, you know, the M&M stuff, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm looking for a place, so I came out here, and like when I came out over there, and like Ryan, when he came out, I saw Ryan all sweaty, huge, and I was like, whoa, this guy is like, wow, that's crazy. And you know, I told Karina at the time, like, yeah, this place is like legit. So I knew right away. And then you know, I saw you and your daughter, and I was like, oh man, what if, like, you know, I could get my daughter in here and she could be a black belt too, and it'd be like crazy. So I always had like this like dream that you know, well, I got my daughter in jiu-jitsu because I wanted her to, you know, be able to stand up for herself if something had happened, because I didn't have that opportunity when I was a kid. So you know, I dealt with bullying and everything else. So, you know, now that I had a daughter, I wanted to make sure that she had a step up. You know, she would have something more that you know, in case something happened. Yeah. So, but yeah, and I've seen a lot of people come and go, and it's crazy, man, because you just don't know what's gonna happen. I had a stroke in April, and I guess I'm lucky. So I'm really honored to be in front of all of you guys, because we've been training for so long, and maybe something can happen. And I just want to say that I just want to say thank you for everybody that's been a part of my life, because I don't know, I don't know, a couple years ago, I don't think I was gonna make it. So I'm glad that I was fortunate enough to come here, so that way I could be standing here in front of you guys and show you that, you know, just show up and do your best, and you know, that's all you need to do. So
That's
thank
it.
you.
Show up, do your best. Because there's so many different talents in here and different levels of athleticism and natural gifts and abilities, and all you have to do is just put in the work. And there was a time, one in particular, where you know, I felt like, because people would say, oh man, like I heard that I was like bullying Joel at one time. It's the furthest thing from the truth. What I saw was someone that wasn't giving me his true potential because outside sources was beating him up. Not a person, but just life. Things were just happening in his life to where he would come in here and he wasn't being the same person that he used to be. So I'd get on him, just like I would anyone. Anyone that comes in here that I see isn't going to give me their best effort, I got to get on you, because that's what a coach does. And once we got past that certain point, Joel's right back to rolling how I know he can roll. He's a very good jiu-jitsu practitioner. But at one point, you know, life was just digging in him. So he'd come in here and he'd bring some of that baggage with him. I said, hey, you got to put that baggage back in the trunk. Leave it out there, so when we come in here, we're putting in the work. We're not poisoning the mat with outside sources, outside things that are going to mess it up for not only you, but the rest of us. And so there's just been these times where, you know, we've had these things, but he stuck it out with me, and I really appreciate that, because a lot of people have left, but a lot more have stayed. And it's very important to be able to have these kind of relationships, because how long have you been training?
8 years.
8 years. A lot of things happen in 8 years, you know. But one thing's for sure, I'm never trying to hurt any of my students, never trying to take advantage of anyone. All I'm asking is that I get the best from everyone, because that's what you expect from me, right? You come in here, you expect the best from me, I expect the best from you. And we do that together, this place will always be one of the best places to train at, you know. So has there been times, obviously, that, you know, besides the stroke and everything like that, where you just didn't feel like training?
Yeah. Like when I was a white belt, I kind of like slipped off a little bit. But then he hit me up on the UFO thing, and I was like, wow, like this guy, like he's like a really big jiu-jitsu guy. He has a really big school, and you know, I felt insignificant because I'm like, you know, I'm a nobody. And you know, he's like putting me on. He took the time to try and hold me accountable. So then that got me back, because I was probably gonna quit, maybe, but you know, that whole thing, and then also like things that motivated me are just like watching my teammates like succeed in competition and stuff like that, and that always gives me like a little extra boost, or like, you know, I'm like, man, these guys are like going out there and they're getting after it and they're winning, or they're not winning, they're just showing up sometimes, and like, you know, it's not their day, and so that also, you know, motivates me to like, you know, get out there and see what I can do to help them, because I think I was telling somebody, you know, I can only, even if I compete, it's only one gold medal, right? Whatever. But if I can show somebody something that they can take on to competitions and make them a better jiu-jitsu player, then, you know, they're going to continue to win because of the things that I help them along the way. So, you know, their success is my success.
Good stuff. So have you lost before?
Oh yeah, a lot. I lost like 10 seconds, like the first tournament. I lost the same way, guillotine, 10 seconds in, over and over and over again. And I was like, well, the ref was like, well, at least you know what you need to work on. I'm like, yeah, I guess.
The ref telling him.
Yeah, he was like, hey, you know, hey,
protect your neck.
Protect your neck. And then, you know, it finally happened. It kind of like broke that ceiling, and it was really emotional. You know, just winning like a silver medal or something, because I was like, gosh.
So you've lost. Have you ever been treated funny here, or has you been welcomed right back?
Yeah, no, that's, you know, that you're expected to, like, you know, you compete, you come back, you win or lose, you come back, and then you keep working. Even like when people were telling me like, oh, you're gonna get your black belt, I'm like, yeah, you know, I understand that it's a milestone, but it's, you know, I still gotta come in here and I gotta prove myself every day that I step on the mats.
Yeah. The other day, he comes in, and I haven't seen him in a couple days. And I'm like, just kind of surprised because he's just standing there. Like, hey, how's it going? He's like, oh, hey, you know. And I said, hey, man, just been thinking about you, you know. And, you know, we've communicate on the messenger a lot. You know, I'm always just, hey, how you doing? You know, how you doing? Because he's a big, because there's a lot of people you've seen that don't say much. You know, they don't really have, I don't know what the word is, but just they just don't speak. They just don't really say much. They come in, they do the work, and they leave. Well, he's a character. He's for sure. He's in the locker room. He's got his own music playing. Dude, it's crazy, man. We've had so many good times together. It's just ridiculous. A lot of good laughs. And he's a big, big part of the school, a huge part of the school. And so when there's times where I feel like he's drifting off and away from me, I got to reach out and try and reel him back in, you know, and try to keep him here. And so 8 years, it's a long process, a lot of things to go through. And I'm very happy that he's able to stick it through. So round of applause one more time for